Hi guys. Um, I want to talk to you today about alcoholism. Okay, I live in Wisconsin, southeast Wisconsin, just outside of Milwaukee, here in Waukesha, and alcoholism seems to be a real big thing here in Wisconsin, of course. Now, I may be wrong. It may also be real big in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Miami, Dallas. But I know there's plenty of alcoholics in Kansas City, Missouri, when I was there. Um, but there are a lot of alcoholics here in southeast Wisconsin. I know this for a fact, okay? My ex-wife was an alcoholic. Um, on the weekends, if she didn't have anywhere she had to go or had anything she had to do, she drank vodka and Coca-Cola. And she started early. Sometimes 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Generally by 3 or 4, she was already getting toasted. Lots of friends of mine are alcoholics or were alcoholics. A lot of them are dead now. The one thing they all have in common, they never made a rule for themselves, like don't drink until after 5, something on that order. Now, back when I was working, well, I was as you know, a professional driver. I simply didn't work, or I simply didn't drink on weeknights. Friday night, yeah. Friday night after work, sometimes me and a few of the guys and some of the girls would head to the bar. We'd go down, we'd get all toasted and stuff like that, and if I was lucky, maybe I took one of the girls home and got lucky. Sunday through Thursday was no alcohol nights. I simply refused. That wasn't until I met Terry. Terry was an alcoholic. She'd do her vodka and Coca-Cola, and she would, on let's say Sunday afternoon. Now I'm talking 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She'd start drinking. Jamie Miles, once he was unemployed, I was working for the cab company at the time. It was an in-between job, you get laid off of a job and you want something to do, so I started working for the cab company. And he called, and without knowing that I was actually the one bringing the stuff up, he had me pick up a $5-6 bottle of vodka from Discount Liquor and haul it up to his place up on West Summit Avenue up there. Doesn't matter where. But it ended up costing him something like $35, total for the bottle and for me to deliver it. Delivery charges were a lot more than regular fare pickups. For me to take somebody from Discount Liquor up there may have costed maybe $6. But for me to go into a store, buy a bottle of vodka, take it, knock on his door, and collect the money that costed him $35, in addition to the $5-6 that the vodka cost. That's just company policy. I didn't set the prices, the company did, whatever. An ex-brother-in-law of mine, I'm not even going to throw out any more names, died of alcoholism. A neighbor downstairs here, she's an alcoholic. Showed me her breast, so I'd give her some brandy and beer. And just the other day, she's all drunk in her apartment and stuff like that. I had Buddy, took him out for a walk, go pee pee poopy. And I noticed she had her air conditioning on. And this is March 3rd. Okay, it was probably March 1st is when this happened. She answers the door, and she's in a nightgown and her underwear. And she sees that it's me, and she puts on some pants, thankfully. Invites me in, Oh, you want a drink? No, I got beer and brandy upstairs. I'm fine. But I notice your air conditioner is on, And this is fairly early in the day yet. She's, oh yeah, I'm hot, Okay, yeah, maybe hot flashes. I had no idea, Menopause. Who knows? But she was already pretty well toasted. And this is, like I said, I can't remember exactly what time of day it was, but let's say it was before 5 p.m. I'm pretty sure it's before 5 p.m. She was sloshed. Big time sloshed. She staggered around. She almost fell a couple of times, so I grab a hold of her. I take her to bed, pull her pants off, pull the covers back, throw them over her, and she starts giving me this, shoving her tongue in my mouth and all this good stuff. I go, okay, Alicia, I just want to get you into bed here and put you to sleep. I got to go upstairs again, and take care of my dog. And she, really? Yeah, really. So I got her into bed. I don't know if she stayed there or not, but I shut off her air conditioner so she wouldn't freeze to death. And I just didn't go down. Now, she just came over just maybe about half hour ago and apologized to me for her actions. And at least don't worry about it. I gave her a kiss on the cheek, and gave her a hug. And don't worry about it, Lisa. Everything's fine. I believe she's an alcoholic. In the past, maybe a month or so ago, she came up about 8:30 in the morning and asked me for a couple of beers. 8:30 in the morning. Okay, now with my drinking, now I'm a drinker, okay? I have a little simple rule that I use. I don't ever drink before, let's say 5, 6 o'clock at night. 5 at the earliest is when I'll start drinking. I'm sorry, I get shoulder thing happening here. Ow. But the rest of the day, in the mornings, I drink my Mountain Dew. After that, I'm sucking water all day long, up to like 5, 6 o'clock at night. I don't drink 7 nights a week. I'm up from where I used to be. I used to only drink on Friday, Saturday nights back when I was out working all the time. Okay, that's now increased to maybe, 3 or 4 nights a week. But I'm almost 60 years old. Okay, I ain't got much else going on right now. There are no jobs out there. Walker is governor. We're still in a frickin' recession. By the time he's not governor anymore, it's going to take maybe a year, 2, 3 years to pull our butts out of this recession. I'll be 63, 64 years old. I ain't going to get a job anymore. Where am I going to go at 63, 64 years old to get a decent job? I ain't. Okay, so this is my life here. I'm going to be making videos, sucking beer and brandy, smoking cigarettes, and hanging out with my dog, man. That's it. That's the rest of my life. I probably won't ever have another girlfriend, which is going to be sad, but what can I say? Nobody wants to date an old fart like me without a job. So, yeah, I might as well drink. I ain't got nothing to lose at this point in time. But a lot of these people, they all started in their 30s, maybe 40s, when they were still productive, when they still had a chance to have a decent job. And because they were alcoholics, they ended up getting fired, whatever the case is, or they just up and quit the job, because they realized they were drunk and they couldn't go to work. And that's how I define an alcoholic. Is somebody who cannot control the when and why they are drinking. If you start drinking at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, just because you feel the need, you're probably an alcoholic. If every time you have a problem or a bad thing happen to you, you go for a couple of shots or a mixer, you're probably an alcoholic. If on a Thursday night, and you haven't drank in the last 2-3 days, you're just feeling bored, you just want to kick back with some DVDs or fiddle around on Facebook or whatever the case is, and you want to have a couple of drinks, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, well, you're not an alcoholic, no. You can be called a drunk. Fine. I'm drunk. Cool. But you're not an alcoholic, okay? And that's where some of these ex-alcoholics really screw up. They think that if you drink ever, at any time in your life, be it a Friday night, Saturday night, Wednesday night, and you don't, and you're drinking only at night, after you get the grocery shopping done and the laundry done, and you mop the kitchen floor, clean the toilet, and everything else you had to do. Walk the dog, got the movies for the evening. Like I got my movies already. And it's only 20 minutes to 5 p.m. But I haven't got anything much in the house to drink either. I've got beer, I think. I don't have brandy. And it's a Tuesday. I'm actually thinking of going down to Discount Liquor and getting me some brandy. Because, hell, I haven't had any brandy since Saturday night. That was the last time I had any. But I'm also 60 years old. Almost 60 years old. I don't have any place I got to be tomorrow. I'm here all alone. It's not like I'm going to have a woman stop in tonight, and I can serve her dinner or whatever. That's not happening. So my life right now is me, my dog, the TV, and making these silly videos. So I should not drink tonight for a reason. Well, I may not drink tonight because I just don't feel like drinking. But I probably will because I'm making this video and I'm thinking about drinking. So I'll probably go out and get me some brandy, maybe another 12-pack of beer, and drink tonight. Why in the hell not? Ain't got a reason not to. That's the whole thing there. So I'm a drunk. I'm not an alcoholic. And I think another thing about this was, too, is that for all these years, 30, 35 years, I never drank on the weeknights. Not up until I got laid off here. Terry divorced me. And Terry was an alcoholic, by the way, too. She used to drink. The moment she got home, she'd do that vodka and Coca-Cola thing. And she'd drink that until about 8, 8:30 at night, and she'd go upstairs and pass out. She made a real fun sex life for me. I wouldn't start drinking until 7, 8 o'clock at night, half hour before she goes to, passes out in bed. And by the time I was starting to feel relaxed enough to maybe make love, she'd been passed out for 3, 4 hours already. So, yeah, we had a really wonderful marriage. But that is why I don't consider myself an alcoholic. I've even been, the last time I was living in my camper at my mom's, taking care of my mom, and Oni, my nephew, the little punk, had shut off all the lights outside, and then started sneaking up to my camper with a couple of his buddies. Well, the thing is, dogs have good night vision, and he may have stumbled on a little stone on the driveway or something like that, but he heard that and started barking like crazy. Now, I had been drinking earlier. I was laying down sleeping. I didn't realize all the outside lights were off until Buddy started barking. So I grabbed my pistol and my rifle, turned on my lights, got dressed, put my coat on, and now remember, I had been drinking prior to this. I didn't grab a drink at that point in time. I went out and started checking out, see what the hell was going on. I turned on all the garage lights and stuff, all the outside lights, and started snooping around, finding out what the hell was going on. I even walked all the way up to the top of the railroad tracks up there, which is about the highest point on the entire property. They always elevate railroad tracks above everything else out there because of the marsh and all that crap. It was truly a horrible place to live with that marsh. But I seen headlights come, streaking down the road. Yeah, that's a cop car. So I ran from the railroad tracks in around behind the garage, and couldn't quite get in the camper because the cops were shining a light up the driveway. So I just had my rifle and my pistol on my hip, and I went out, what the hell's going on, guys? And they pulled their weapons, and they're holding them on me, and lay down in the road. And so they arrested me for being armed while intoxicated. Thing is, they took a test. I wasn't even legally intoxicated. It was like 0.08 or something like that. But they put me in a drunk tank that night anyway. I spent 2 or 3 days there. I didn't have a drink that entire time. I was fine. He gave me this idiot court-appointed lawyer who didn't even argue for me. So to make a long story short, after I got out and they had me on probation and stuff like that, I got my dog back out of dog pound, and life started to resume back to normal a little bit. I had to go hire my own lawyer to go back into court and have all the charges dropped, which was rather easy for him to do, supposedly, even though it cost me about $3,000. But, so therefore, I know I'm not an alcoholic, okay? Never have been, never will be. Maybe it's because when I was 18 years old, I didn't start drinking. I don't think I had my first beer until I was 18 years old. No, I had a half a beer, I think, when I was 17. I got a little toasted on that, started acting goofy. So my dad yelled at me. I went to bed. I was fine and dandy. But even when I was 18 years old, living on my own, here in town in a rooming house, I didn't go out drinking that much. I didn't start drinking much until I was in the Navy. And then I used to go to EM Club got a little toasted there. I was already 18, 19 years old by that time. And still, I only drank on Friday and Saturday nights back then. Right up until about my late 40s when I was married to Terry. That's when I think I had my first weeknight drink. Yeah, I think it was just beer. I don't even think I was drinking brandy back then yet. Now, brandy I started drinking because my dad drank brandy when I was a kid. You know, so I naturally gravitated to brandy. But I don't even know why I'm telling this story on YouTube. You know, it's just, maybe it's because of Elise downstairs, you know, and because of Jen. Jen claims to be an ex-alcoholic, now a clean Christian. Okay. Jen is still Elise is very much still an alcoholic. I consider her an alcoholic. Other friends of mine, Jamie, has been an alcoholic. My ex-brother-in-law was an alcoholic. Can't even remember his name right off the bat. I've known quite a few alcoholics. Pat next door, alcoholic. And to me, most of these real obvious alcoholics are those who start drinking sometimes, a lot of times before noon. You know, but maybe just about noon. 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is how you tell an alcoholic. Because a guy at almost 60 years old decides to start drinking 5, 6 o'clock at night on a Tuesday night because he has no job to go to tomorrow morning, that is not an alcoholic, okay? And plus, I think I'm just impervious to alcoholism. It's been too many years, you know. I mean, as I started drinking, you know, probably when I was about, well, I know I had a couple of beers when I was 18, a few days after my birthday, because on my birthday I couldn't quite get to town to have a few beers. But I think a few days after that I went down to K&D's Tap. I think I had a shot of brandy and 2, 3 beers, and I was toasted, you know. And then after that, I think it was probably about a year or so before I bought my next 6-pack of beer. And after that, it was probably about another year maybe. Now, I didn't really start drinking heavy until I was actually in my 40s. Maybe 30s. You know, but then I was still only drinking on the weekends. And I didn't start drinking brandy real steadily. I always had a bottle of brandy around, but it's like maybe 1 shot per night. You know, weekend night. Never during the weekdays. Never Sunday through Thursday. Never. You know, so I started out slow. Relatively slow. Where some of these other people, I think, started drinking heavy and quickly all at one time. So I think maybe there's the difference where a person becomes an alcoholic and a non-alcoholic, you know, just a drinker. No, that's got nothing to do with science. That is just my opinion. You can take that opinion and go with it, or you can completely reject it and call me a drunken idiot and go on with life, you know, whatever, that's fine. You know, but that's just how I perceive things, I guess. I don't know. But so anyway, now that I've been talking about drinking for the last, you know, this is about the 4th one I think I made, but they kept getting too long, so I got to go down to Discount Liquor now and give me a bottle of brandy. Have fun, guys. I'm going to try to tonight. I got my movies. Everything's cool. Have a nice night.